This is Steve Mariucci.
Hi, Sam.
He is head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. And like many of his players, Coach Mariucci supports the United Way.
What's Japanese for a 17-syllable poem?
Haiku.
Steve is smart.
What elementary particle?
Electron.
Very smart.
What boy band burst on the scene in 1999?
In sync.
In sync.
Tearing up my heart.
Nice work, Steve.
No?
The score in Indianapolis at halftime is the 49ers 20, the Colts 14. We'll return for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Back at the Dome in Indianapolis. On the way to the locker room at the end of the first half, our man Ron Pitts talked with Jim Mora, the head coach of the Colts. Let's go down.
Coach, what are the biggest adjustments you got to make offensively and defensively here at halftime?
Now, those aren't the problems. The problems are we can't cover kickoffs. We've given him 10 points off of the fact that we haven't covered kickoffs well. Then we give him 3 more on an interception, so that's 13 points.
Good luck second half, Coach.
All right, again, let's send you back down to Ron Pitts.
All right, Pat, here I'm with Coach Steve Mariucci. Coach, we talked about this being a high-scoring game, maybe a little bit of a shootout, and it looks like it's forming up to be that.
Well, you've got 2 real good quarterbacks playing with some explosive offenses, and we're going to have to score more points to win this game.
Talk to me about Garrison Hurst. He gets his first touchdown since 90. I know that was big for him, but you guys are running the ball. You got good balance as well.
It was nice to see him get in the end zone on a run. He did it once already in the passing game, but, boy, he's playing good, and we're proud of him. We got to keep running the football, though. I don't want to make this a passing shootout. We've got to be able to run the ball and control the clock. Keep Peyton Manning on the sideline.
Good luck second half, Coach. Thanks. Pat, back up to you.
Coming up the second half, here are the first half statistics, John.
You know, and look at the difference. See, the 49ers have been able to run. They run for 81 yards, and the Colts really haven't been able to run. They've only run for 37 yards, but still, even though Peyton Manning loves to run that play pass, you look at here, 215 yards of passing, total yardage of 252, and that only thing was just before that halftime was that turnover that Jim Mora was talking about.
Yep.
That gave the 49ers, led to the 49ers getting 3 more points.
Well, it was a long kickoff return. They reviewed the play. That's Jeff Garcia has got a glove on his left hand now.
Yeah, they worked on some kind of cut that he had on his left hand in the first half, and finally worked on it some more at halftime.
Sutherland. This time the coverage is good. To the 25.
I'm sure that's what Jim Mora talked about. Let's look at the first half of Jeff Garcia's passing chart. The yellow ones being complete and the red incomplete. And you can see that most of them are on the shorter variety here, around 10 yards and under. He's really only thrown 1 ball here, the one completion that was up to that left side, much deeper than 10 yards. So it's kind of that West Coast short passing game, and every once in a while you take a shot. I think they should in the second half stretch the defense a little more.
Here we go.
Fred Beasley gets the carry. This is a big defensive sequence here for Indianapolis.
And then, you know, like Steve Mariucci said, he doesn't want to get into a shootout with Peyton Manning.
Right.
And to do that, he wants to be able to run the ball, and then that'll take time off the clock, keep Peyton Manning on the sideline, and all those types of things. But you still want to move the ball down the field and score.
Beasley got 6, 2nd and 4. No backs.
This has to be a pass.
Garcia gets it up to Terrell Owens. That'll be enough for a 49er first down.
And Terrell Owens looked a little better there, but he's still not running after he catches the ball. And, you know, we saw in the first half, and made mention that a couple times he caught the ball and just went down. So he's caught 4 passes. That was his 4th there for 49 yards. And usually the thing he does, he's so much bigger and so much stronger than the defensive backs that are covering him. But once he catches the ball, he can run right through their tackles. but he's not doing that.
First down. Garcia back to throw it. Looking and chased by Gretzky. Gets rid of it. Picked off by Jeff Burris. Burris gets the turnover for Indianapolis.
And you know who you have to give credit on that play to is Ryan Phillips, the middle linebacker, because Garcia was trying to get Eric Johnson, the tight end, down the middle. He had him on a linebacker. Ryan Phillips ran step for Eric Johnson, and then he couldn't get him, so he had to come off. And you see, he's still trying to get the ball to Eric Johnson there, but it's way too late. Initially, right off the bat, it was a cover 2. And the linebacker was on the tight end, what they were looking for, but the linebacker won that coverage.
Rhodes, the deep back, the single back. Fake to him. Manning throws. Pass caught. That's Marcus Pollard. Incomplete. Incomplete.
This is one that you look at this now. Now the ball can touch the carpet if he has control of it.
It hasn't touched yet.
I think that's a catch. I don't know. I don't know.
Too.
Yeah, they ruled that incomplete. Hasn't touched the ground.
Nope.
The ball never touched the ground. And his elbow goes down first. That has to be a completed pass.
They're going to review it. There comes the red flag out from.
Well, someone upstairs and Jim Mora's staff saw the same thing that we just saw.
Yep.
Indianapolis has challenged the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Bernie Kukar will come over and have a look. This one's a complete pass.
You know, Marcus Pollard is an interesting guy. He's in his 7th year in the league. Didn't play college football. He was a basketball player at Bradley. And he can make a lot of moves and do a lot of things like a basketball player. Look at Jim Mora here.
Yeah.
1 reversal and 16 replay challenges. Ooh. That's the worst percentage in the NFL, but he has to win this one. I mean, there's nothing that Bernie Kukar, the referee, can see there that would say that that's not a catch. Again, remember that they ruled it incomplete, so this has to be indisputable evidence.
It hasn't hit the ground yet.
To me, that's indisputable, if that's the word. And you can see there that it didn't hit the ground, and you'll see his knee go down, and he had control of the ball when his knee went down, so that has to be a catch.
Well, the crowd obviously thinks it is.
Well, they're probably watching the same thing up there that we are. Here's Marcus Pollard after that play when they ruled it incomplete. He's telling the sidelines, throw the flag, review that one. But I don't think you review it on what the player says. I think it's one of those things where they have monitors upstairs, and one of Jim Mora's assistants saw it and told him to challenge it.
Here comes Bernie.
It has to be a catch.
If he loses this one,
Mora's percentage has to go up on this play.
After reviewing the play, it is a catch. The ball will be placed on the 22-yard line. No charge timeout for Indianapolis.
Well, as I said, here's Marcus Pollard saying that it was a catch, and that smile on his face. Now, here's the Mora family. I have no idea who they're rooting for.
Is there happiness or?
No, it's their dad just won that thing, but it was against their brother. You know, their uncle their grandfather just won it, but it was against their uncle.
1st and 10 for the Colts at about the 49er 21.5.
Yeah, I know, and talking to both the Jim Moras, the Colt Jim Mora and the 49er Jim Mora, neither one of them like to be playing against each other. This isn't something they look forward to.
And neither one of them like to lose.
That comes first.
Who does? The screen pass to the tight end, Dilger.
Look at Peyton Manning's passing chart here, and you can see that he threw the ball a little deeper than Jeff Garcia, because all Jeff Garcia's passes were kind of in this area, but you can see that Peyton Manning and the Colts do tend to stretch it. Throwing to the left here, throwing to the right here. You know, both sides going no huddle, keeping the 49ers a little off balance. Very successful passing, not successful running.
Here's a handoff to Rhodes, and Rhodes gets inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal from there.
I'm sure that the 49ers, you know, defense talked about, okay, we're doing all right on the, you know, on the line of scrimmage against the run, but we have to get some pass rush on Peyton Manning. So now they start to get some angles to get some pass rush, and maybe that will create some running lane.
Well, they're last in the league in putting pressure on the passer.
Yeah, and they don't like to blitz either. So, you know, if you don't blitz and you're last in the league and putting on pressure, you get in that dilemma.
Manning, I think, got him again. The flag is down. Like the left defensive end might have jumped.
Yeah, because there's a flag on both sides. If Manning knew that he got him, he should have thrown to the end zone instead of that little flat pass. But who am I to say anything about Peyton Manning?
Offside,
his throw.
95 defense at the distance to the goal. Still first down.
John Engelberger.
Yep, there he is right there. They used to let him get in the neutral zone if they didn't make contact and then get back, and now if someone else moves on the offense, then it's a penalty against them.
1st and goal from the 3. Rhodes the deep back, and he gets the handoff. Got close, about a yard shy.
He had to run off of Bryant Young. Bryant Young got penetration over there on that side, and he got about 3 yards deep. Rhodes got the ball and had to run off of that block awfully quickly. What's your penetration? You're going to see penetration right here. You see, and that's the thing that made Rhodes make that cut, was number 97, Bryant Young.
2nd and goal.
Little Waverly Jackson now, number 74, as a tight end.
There's the stand-up walking touchdown.
That's the 2nd walk-in for Dominic Rhodes today.
2020.
We're seeing 2 very good NFL offenses or 2 not so good NFL defenses.
2 very good quarterbacks, as Mariucci said.
And then here you see the trap. The left guard pulls and traps right there. Dominic Rhodes hit it just as his left guard, Larry Moore, made contact.
The extra point is good, and again the Colts have the lead, 21-20. Be a lot of points scored before this day is over.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
Back at the Dome in Indianapolis. The Colts have the lead by a point. Set to kick it off with 10:56 left in the 3rd quarter.
This is the area where Jim Mora was upset at halftime, and he said, we haven't covered a kick worth a darn. Covered the first one pretty well this half.
That's a short one.
Now. Yep, he was right. They're not covering kickoffs very well. But as you said, that wasn't a good kickoff.
No, it wasn't
either.
That young man has been in that position for a long time.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Madden, any leftovers? No leftovers. All we got is carcasses, but I will do this. I will circle multi times.
We got some pie left. Here's Kevin Barlow.
I guess, yeah, I was talking about, here comes a flag.
There's a hat out there.
And there's a flag coming in late, thrown a long way. We talk about launch points of quarterbacks. That official had a launch point.
Whose hat? There it is.
Marcus Washington was saying, and if no one claims it, I'll just wear it. That was a penalty right there. I mean, that was a late hit and knocked the hat off the official all at the same time. It was Fred Beasley coming in there late.
Personal ball, unnecessary roughness, 40 of the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Boy, Beasley got a lot on that one. He got a 15-yard penalty.
Got the hat.
Got the hat, and he also got a Colt. But that's not what you want.
Makes it first down and about 18. Clock running. And the handoff is to Barlow.
Kevin Barlow has, I think, been a pleasant surprise, and it's a good combination. You know, you give Garrison Hurst the ball, then you bring in a Kevin Barlow. He has a quad injury, and he's not the same right now, but I think that combination when Kevin Barlow gets healthy is going to be good. Now they have to get Garrison Hurst in there on passing downs because of the blitzes and the pass patterns. In fact, here's Garrison Hurst now lined up out here. But those types of things that Barlow's not real sure of.
Garcia running, has to throw it away as he was chased out of the pocket. He had no blockers back in the backfield with him, and the Colts blitzed. There's nobody to pick him up.
Yeah, and that's a good time to do it. And they're going to see that Josh Williams, number 96, is putting the pressure on him too. That was a zone dog. You see Ellis Johnson, the tackle, he dropped off, and then they brought the blitzes. There's the receivers on that side, and he had to run now, and he can't throw it until right now. And when he gets ready to throw it, he had to throw it out of bounds.
3rd and 12. A little noise from the crowd. Garcia back to throw. Has to step up, and down he goes.
That's Chucky Wakori made that play. Wakori from Purdue.
Chucky.
You're going to see he's going to get up the field, and then as Jeff Garcia starts to run inside, Chucky Wakori comes underneath to make that tackle. You see what he went for the ball too. He was not only going for a sack, but he was going for a strip and a fumble.
Jason Baker back to punt for San Francisco. And it's a dandy. Wilkins. Terrence Wilkins fighting for yards. Gets to about the 22 where the Colts will take over. 21-20 as a little scuffle breaks out.
At the Home Depot, we're driving down the cost of home improvement. Now through December 2nd, you can put zero money down and get zero payments with 0% interest till January of 2003 on any Home Depot consumer credit card purchases totaling $299 or more. Imagine, no money down, no payments, and no interest for over a year. In-store or online, the best gifts come in a bright orange box at the Home Depot.
Dear Kurt, how is training camp? Are you getting along with the other boys? This new chunky soup will fill you up right after a fun-filled day. No! New chunky beef rib roast with potatoes is loaded with lean chunks of savory rib roast for a taste of home while you're away. Lights out! I miss you, Pumpkin. Love, Mom.
You all right, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm okay.
New Campbell's Chunky Homestyle Classics.
Like Mom used to make.
Meet Max. Energizer Max. Introducing a new, powerful Energizer. Energizer Max. Now with the power inside to keep you going. And then some. Do you have the bunny inside?
So far, Bernie Mac has made it through fatherhood.
Stop! You busted his head wide open.
But can he survive the ultimate test as a parent? The Play Date.
I'm gonna kill somebody up in here tonight.
The hit series Bernie Mac, all new Fox Wednesday.
Fox tonight, for the first time on television, it's Star Wars Episode 1. The Phantom Menace tonight at 7, 6 Central. Following that premiere, don't miss the sneak peek at the StarWars.com documentary. R2D2. R2D2. Beneath the Dome. It's all coming at you tonight at 7, 6 Central, only on Fox. Changing the play, 1st and 10. Rowe still on his feet. Lance Schulters knocked him out of bounds.
I'll tell you one thing, the Colts have stayed with the run because this is the 18th time that Rhodes has carried the ball. And you see Dilger gives him a lead there, but doesn't really get a block. The only good thing that Dilger did is get out of the way. And Rhodes just kept bouncing. They were trying to get a lead. You know, that thing with that H-back led again like they'd run early. Ken Dilger was the leader. He just kind of got in the way. And as he got in the way, Dominic Rhodes used him.
Manning fakes to him. Fires deep. Incomplete. Intended for Wilkins.
You know, one of the things about Dominic Rhodes, we were talking about him and how he was an intern with the Cowboys, and he was telling a story that one night he was in there and he was getting a haircut, and the guy was about halfway through, and Emmitt Smith walked in. So he said, here he is, an intern. He had to jump out of the chair. So he walked around for a while with a half a haircut while he got Emmitt Smith's hair. He wanted to play for the Cowboys or get drafted by the Cowboys. No one drafted him. Signed with the Colts, and as I said earlier, number 33 for Tony Dorsett.
Manning gets it out. The 49ers were blitzing. Dilger.
There's the thing, when he feels that, he's going to look right down. He knows that he doesn't have time, and his hot receiver is his tight end, Ken Dilger. And that's one of the reasons that Peyton Manning, that the Colts don't have a lot of sacks or take a lot of sacks, because Peyton Manning reads so well and gets rid of the ball so quickly.
They'll measure for the first. Looks like they got it.
You see Trevor Inslee's going in there now. That'll mean that they think they have the first down, which they do, and on first down they're going to go with 3 wide receivers. And then that brings in nickel for the 49ers, and that's the thing that Tom Moore is trying to do is let them know. In other words, they know that they're going 3 wide receivers, and then he wants to get the nickel defense in there. And sometimes on first down, then you have a 2-way go, either throw against their nickel or run against their nickel.
Caught by Wilkins. Enough for a first.
Yeah, they drafted Reggie Wayne, number 1, to be that other receiver on the other side of Marvin Harrison. He's been injured. They've had a lot of injuries at that position, but Peyton Manning has confidence. I mean, he has confidence with wherever his reads take him, he's going to go to. Now, he's going to Marvin Harrison most of the time, but if his reads take him away from that, he'll also get it to Wilkins. And that's not bad.
First and 10. Just got it off. In the direction of Wilkins. Good coverage. Zach Bronson right back there with him.
And one thing we know about Peyton Manning having the broken jaw, and he has a thing inside the front, a retainer. He has one in the back that he's always had. He's wearing a mouthpiece now, but he's still making those calls on the line of scrimmage. And that time there was nothing there. Zach Bronson got over the top. What you hope on that play is that the safety doesn't get over there. You try and hold him in the middle to get that bounce. When the safety does get over, it's a tough play to make.
2nd and 10. Outside the road. Plummer up to make the hit first.
You know, there's Peyton Manning, and he never, until he broke that jaw 3 weeks ago, he never wore a mouthpiece. He said because it was, you know, he likes to audibilize so much, and it was hard to hear and hard to understand, and he said, but he found out that you throw with your teeth. Until he broke the jaw, he didn't know that you threw with your teeth. I never heard that in my life.
I haven't either.
And he said you throw with your teeth. And I don't know that he even has one in now.
He says now it only hurts me when I sneeze and yawn. Those things happen unexpectedly. But there goes Manning. Throws it incomplete.
You know, here's the injury where the whole broken jaw started. But from his right side, he's going to get hit. The helmet right there. You see right in the jaw. Broke the jaw. And again, they put a retainer, the wires in his front teeth.
The jaw is broken just below his front teeth. Right down the middle.
By the chin there.
Vanderjagt 54 yards away.
And he has enough leg for this.
That's going to get it there. But wide right. He kicks the field goals further than he kicks the kickoff. 6 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Colts by 1.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. By Zocor, talk to your doctor about Zocor today. By Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we'll pick you up. And by Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
This past weekend, the busiest shopping weekend. We got a busy game going on right now. Here's Garcia back to throw it and throws it to Owens, crossing and crosses into Colt territory. Jason Doring.
I'll tell you one thing, the 49ers have gotten good field position. You know, it seems like every time they get the ball, they're about midfield. Here we see Terrell Owens is a slot guy just coming underneath. And again, not turning the ball upfield, but running out of bounds. You see their starting position has been on their own 37. That's pretty good. But see, Terrell Owens is catching passes, but he doesn't look like Terrell Owens to me today.
Hurst straight ahead. Scioli made the stop.
And he looks like that ankle is bothering him, and he can run, he can get open, but when he does get the ball, he's either going to get down or he's going to get out of bounds. And he's done that on every pass that he's caught today. Having said that, I still say this is one of the best receivers in all of football.
Here's Hurst again. This time, the Colts are up to it. Marcus Washington.
Yeah, great defense. That's exactly what you want to do. Is anytime you get a ball carrier, you want to string him out. You want to keep his shoulders perpendicular to the line of scrimmage rather than square the line of scrimmage. You see, watch him. They keep him perpendicular, Don't let him square. See, he never did get his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage.
David Macklin stayed right with him. Hurst is still shaken up on the sideline. Barlow's taking his place. 3rd and long. Garcia drops. And here comes the heat. Bratsky with a spin move again.
Yep, that's exactly what Bratsky was telling us they want to do. Is he said they got to collapse the pocket on Garcia. That's that same spin move that he made earlier. And you see the advantage of that is going to spin and spin to the inside. And when he comes out of that spin, again, he's right in Jeff Garcia's face because Jeff Garcia is stepping up.
Wilkins standing back at the 10-yard line for Jason Baker.
I'm surprised that Derek Deese has gotten beaten twice by that same move. He's a very smart player.
Straight up. Wilkins signal fair catch and makes it at about the 15. That one almost hit the roof. The Colts take over, leading by a point. Next week, it's the Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with the undisputed champion of pregame shows, Fox NFL Sunday. Then the Lions take on the Bears. Then the Rams battle the Falcons in an NFC West showdown. Plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on Fox.
And we'll be in Atlanta for that Rams-Falcons game, huh?
I haven't seen the Falcons this year.
What? I think Terry Bradshaw was talking about them today in the pregame show about being a playoff team. He was using that P word for them already.
They're a surprising team, I know that. Dominic Rhodes, ball carrier, not much.
Look where guys carry their helmets. I mean, the way they just wear them on their head like that, and where they put their mouthpieces. See, their mouthpieces are in the thing, and now they have a dental program on the sideline for dental emergencies. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Here's Peyton Manning, incomplete. Pollard.
Look at this here, Pat. On the sideline, emergency treatment of athletic dental injuries. You know, the other night in Detroit, I swear, I'm watching television night before Thanksgiving, and they had highlights, and I saw a hockey game, and a guy gets hit in the mouth, and his tooth gets knocked out. But his tooth gets knocked out and goes over his head.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see?
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
How does the tooth get knocked out and go over your head? I've never seen that. That's darn near impossible.
I hope it doesn't go out through the top.
Well, they even telestrated it. They even showed it going over his head and doing like somersaults.
Manning, pass is picked off. That one got away from him. That's Zach Bronson. Bronson down the sideline. Bronson is going to put the 49ers ahead.
Peyton Manning knows that one. Zach Bronson's a free safety, and he was just sitting back there. Watch him. He's just going to be back in the middle. Just see him sitting in the middle. He's a free safety. He's reading the quarterback, reading the eyes. He just gets a perfect jump in the ball. The ball's overthrown. Now watch the move that he makes here. Most guys would go out of bounds. You see, by cutting right back in there, he got a touchdown instead of being knocked out at the 10-yard line.
Cortez for the extra point.
And that's when you always tell your quarterback, never throw in the middle when the free safety's sitting in the middle.
That one looked as if it slipped out of his hand and just took off.
Well, it was for Trevor Inslee. You're looking, and he's going to the left, and he has plenty of time. And it did slip, but there's still no way that you throw that. You don't throw that post in there if the free safety's sitting there. I'm sure that somewhere his dad Archie or his brother Eli is watching this and saying the same thing. Peyton,
don't throw it in there.
Throw the ball in the middle of the field in the post if the free safety's sitting there. It's his 5th interception return for a touchdown. A lot of that, you know, the more confidence the quarterback has in his arm, you know, the more he'll tend to do those things. But I don't know that that was confidence in the arm as much as just a bad read.
It got away from him too.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw Zach Bronson just sitting there. I mean, Zach Bronson didn't come like from over in the side or something. He was sitting right there in the middle of the field. And when you make a run back like that, the first thing you know, guys are patting you in the back and stuff. The first thing you look for is oxygen.
Then you look at somebody to pat you on the back.
No, because you know what? I mean, you know that once you get an interception, that there's going to be a kickoff, then you have to go back in on defense again. So you have to get re-oxygenated.
As another new word.
Yeah, when your supply of oxygen is down, then you replenish your oxygen. That's what Zach Bronson is doing on the sideline. And then you know that, you know, you get to pull your socks up, maybe take one drink of Gatorade or something, you're back on the field.
But re-oxygenate.
Reoxygenated.
Yeah.
Reoxygenated.
Yeah, that's good. Wilkins. Not much. So the Colts right back on offense. Moore with a message for Manning.
And, you know, one thing about, you know, when something like that happens, you know, Tom Moore is not going to lose any confidence in Peyton Manning. But more importantly, Peyton Manning's not going to lose any confidence in Peyton Manning. And he's going to come back. And I wouldn't be surprised if this first play is another throw right here. One thing we have to mention, remember the Colts started the game with no huddle. They're going back to huddling now, and they're more normal offense. Apple means alert.
Hit by Bryant Young.
Again, that penetration, and the 49ers have been doing an excellent job for the most part of getting penetration. You watch Bryant Young right there, and that's the one thing you have to get as a defensive lineman against the run. And you look at that play. Bryant Young was 5 yards into the offensive backfield of the Colts.
Second and long.
And Young's a heck of a player, and he's another guy that's a heck of a guy too. I mean, not all real good players are real good guys, but Bryant Young is.
Pass to Rhodes, tripped up again by Bryant Young.
He read that one. You know, defensive linemen are really getting good at reading screens. You know, anytime they see that back hang around there, you see Bryant Young, he's going to start up, he's getting double teamed, but he sees Rhodes right there. You see when he looked?
Yep.
And there's no way. Then you stop your rush. Then you stop worrying about that offensive guy you're trying to beat, and you go to the running back who's trying to hang around the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 15. The 2 plays stopped by Young. And the Colts have lost 5 yards.
Because of that penetration by Bryant Young.
San Francisco timeout. Fox Tuesday. Catch Kiefer Sutherland in a new episode of 24 at 9, 8 Central right here on Fox. And if you missed the 3rd hour of 24, you can catch it tomorrow night on FX. So be sure to check your local cable listing. Third and long.
There's Jim Mora, 49er Jim Mora. I think he had too many men in there, and he was upset about having to use that timeout.
Not Mora Jr. He gets upset about that, too.
No, he's not Mora Jr. He's 49er Mora. You got Colt Mora, who's Dad Mora, and you got son Mora, who's 49er Mora.
Manning. Chase throws across the middle. Harrison scampers. He is quick.
He is quick, and he knew exactly where that first down marker was, didn't he? I mean, the minute that he got that, he's looking at that marker. Watch him. He's coming on across. See, he starts out there. Now, Manning is running out to that side. He hits Marvin Harrison on the run, and Marvin Harrison sees that thing. This is a heck of a throw where you're running to your left, and you have to throw back a little, but he hit Marvin Harrison right in stride. Then Harrison saw that first down marker and just got beyond it.
7 catches.
Inside Buffalo. Right here.
Rhodes. Just a couple.
Up easy, guys. Up easy.
Well, someone knocked him back where he came from. I bet it was Lance Schulters. I think it was. And when someone hits like that coming up from the secondary, and it's a 49er second, it has to be Lance Schulters. That was a John Lynch type of hit. You know, he's that strong safety. Here's the strong safety. Now watch him come in. You're going to see he's going to come in right there.
Yep.
See, that was the end of Rhodes.
That's one you can hear.
I'm sure that Dominique Rhodes can feel. That's that 8th man in the box. Anytime you get the safety up there like run, you have 8 men.
On 2nd and 7. Manning tried to drop it out to Rhodes. Traffic was coming in his direction.
Now, Rhodes has all the things. You see, he got a big old mouthpiece and a big old chin strap, and he got the nose strip up there. Between his chin and his eyes, there's not much left that's uncovered, is there?
No.
I didn't know until Peyton Manning told us the other day that you throw with your teeth. I mean, I would never have thought that. Of all the things, I thought, well, you break your jaw, then you learn that you throw with your teeth.
Manning. Intercepted by Holman. Bounced up in the air. Flag on the play.
Yeah, and that was trying to force it in there to Inslee again. I think if you're going to force it, that's a second interception he's had trying to throw to Trevor Inslee. I think if you're going to force something, I would sure as heck force it to Marvin Harrison. The second half is not one of Peyton Manning's better days.
Holding 97 during the run back after the interception. 15 yards. First down, San Francisco.
Watch this, yeah.
He gets it in here to Inslee. It's a little behind him and low.
And bounced perfectly.
When things are bouncing right, that's going to happen. Rashad Holman is number 26. He's the nickel defensive backs. The Colts are using a lot of 3 wide receivers. So, of course, anytime you go 3 wide receivers, that brings Holman, the rookie Holman, in as a nickel back, the nickel corner, the third corner.
49ers leading at 27-21.
This is a big series for both teams.
Barlow gets the carry.
We look at this, and Peyton Manning has thrown those interceptions, but he hasn't had a heck of a lot of pressure. He hasn't been sacked yet.
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score of the 49ers 27, the Colts 21. Fox NFL Sunday from Indianapolis will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
NFL Sunday Ticket is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
Here's Cheeky O'Keefer, and what the rule is once a quarterback throws an interception, he now becomes a defender, so you have to go after him. O'Keefer really caught Peyton Manning. Watch. Peyton Manning thinks he's going to make a tackle. He gets knocked right out of the screen.
2nd and 5. Owens goes in motion. Garcia back to throw it. Got Owens. Touchdown.
That's something. It's just a matter of time. He's not Terrell Owens all day today, but again, he gets behind. And you see here, now he has the ball. He's going to fumble it when he gets in the end zone. You have to put it away. But the ball does cross the goal line.
Well, he has it.
49ers are going to go for 2 on this play.
Go for 2. Go for 2.
That was something. He was wide open on that. We're going to work on David Macklin. They got David Macklin that time.
Going for 2. Garcia. Intercepted.
That's it. That's it. He can't bring it out.
Right.
Can't run with it.
J.J. Stokes was the intended receiver. Slipped through his hands. And it's 33-21.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by GMC. From professional grade people come professional grade SUVs. By Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By DirecTV, the #1 satellite entertainment provider. And by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
San Francisco 33, Indianapolis 21. In the home of the Colts. Wilkins deep for Cortez kickoff at the 1. No place to go.
Yeah, if we look at the touchdown again, we're going to see here's Terrell Owens here. He'd come in motion to get over to that position. Now that puts him on the strong safety, Chad Cota. He's going to come up and then give an out and an up move. And watch this. You see here, you see Cota come up when he goes out. You see him start to go out. Then Cota comes up. Now once he gets Chad Cota coming up, he knows that he can run right by him. Jeff Garcia also knows that he can run right by him. And then look at this two-point conversion. You see why that ball didn't get to J.J. Stokes. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
1st and 10. Colts. Manning gives to Rhodes. And Rhodes gets out past the 25, 26.
I'll tell you one thing, they are staying with that run.
Yep.
They talked about the duos and what they do, and 2 of them are in this game. Favre to Antonio Freeman and Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison. That's 44 touchdowns. And then of course Garcia to Terrell Owens.
Colts going back to no huddle. Rhodes hit the official, or could have gotten more than he hit his own man.
Yeah, I think he hit a lot of things. He was just running in here with his head down, and you're going to see here's a good block right there that frees him. He makes a move right there, runs into his own guy.
Yep.
If he doesn't run into his own guy, he's going to get 5 more yards.
Larry Moore.
I'll tell you this, though, the Colts are staying with the run.
1st and 10. Rhodes again. Burrows for a yard. Engelberger closed down.
You don't want to stay with the run, too much. I mean, at some point you got to get, when you're a couple scores down, you have to start chopping away at that time. Here again, they're speeding it up. They're going there, no huddle.
2nd and 9, 8 make it. Fake is to Rhodes. Manning looking. And the pass is caught by Rhodes right on the sideline. What a catch.
And that was great coverage by the 49ers, because Peyton Manning had a good play fake, and you're going to see that here that there's no pass rush. You see he gets a play fake, and he's looking and looking and looking. He looks to his left, he looks to the middle, he runs out here to the right, and he finally, right at the end, finds Dominic Rhodes. I'll tell you, that was great coverage by the 49ers, because he had no place to go, and he had to kind of force that one in.
Yes, he did. 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 44. Kevin McDougal is the ball carrier this time.
They get a pretty good block there by Ryan Deem, the right guard. That was a trap. They're using a lot of traps on the runs, and they're using traps on the play passes. So that's the thing that he's talking about. If you're going to fake this, if you're going to take your guard and pull him like that and make these plays, good block right there, and you run right off it, then you can use that same line action and back action to throw the ball.
2nd and 2. Rhodes. Fumble! Fighting for the extra yardage. You see it happen time and time again.
That's Zach Bronson. Remember earlier, Zach Bronson is the guy that got the interception. Now Zach Bronson is going to be the guy that jumps on the fumble. As you say, Pat, the more you fight for the ball, the more fight for yardage, the more you leave the ball out there, and the more opportunity there is for someone to come in and knock it out like that.
That's exactly what happened. Bobby Setzer knocked it loose. That's Bobby Setzer.
Yeah, the doctor's checking him to check his jaw. That's how they check jaws. Doctor said you probably got hit like that up there underneath, and Setzer said, yeah. And then he says, I can't yawn or sneeze.
I'm okay. That's Barlow. Enough for a 49er first down.
If you look back historically at the 49ers, and they do so well rushing, and you go all the way back to the Bill Walsh days, I always thought that they got more rushing in this situation. When the fourth quarter, get them in the fourth quarter, and you do your passing to win the games, and you do your running to get time of possession and run time off the clock.
With guys like that right there, Tom Rathman.
Tom Rathman, he was a heck of a back for the 49ers, now an assistant coach.
But they got a lot done with guys you never heard of.
Oh yeah, because they would win the games with the pass.
Guys like Earl Cooper.
Yeah, but I mean the guys that did the winning were the Joe Montanas and the Jerry Rices and those guys, and you worry about them, and then someone else runs the ball. Although I like this combination that they have now. Beasley, who we just saw as a blocker, the Garrison Hurst, Kevin Barlow, a young player who's going to develop into a pretty good running back, I think.
You look around for who are the good fullbacks. One of them is Beasley, if not the best one.
And they like their tight end, Eric Johnson. Yeah. They think that he's going to become something special.
Pass incomplete. Owens limping a little bit right now for a game break. Let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Pat, Carolina finally on the board, and it comes as Chris Winkie looking downfield. Great coverage. Third rushing touchdown of the season for Winkie. Only 4 rushing touchdowns total for Carolina, but it's 10-7 Atlanta. That in the fourth. Back to Pat and John.
33-21, the 49ers over the Colts.
49ers haven't done a good job on third down. They're only 1 of 6 conversions today.
Blitz showing. Incomplete.
Now they're 1 of 7.
Owens, the target.
Now, the 49ers aren't as sharp. I mean, remember we saw them a couple of weeks ago against the Saints. They looked a lot sharper and their offense was more crisp than it is today.
When we started, I didn't agree with you about Owens not feeling well, not being himself. Now I do. You can see it.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, anytime he gets in the middle of the field, there's just one defensive back there, and he goes down. You know, that's not, Terrell Owens.
Wilkins back deep. Flag on the play. Wilkins lets it bound, and 49ers down at about the 2. But there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, Jason Baker even gotten in a pushing contest. It was Chucky Wakori that was back there with him. It was Wakori and Baker who were doing the pushing, so it's either a roughing penalty against Wakori.
It might be holding against the 49ers.
And maybe Chucky Wakori had nothing to do with it.
Maybe so. They're going to bring it back and make him do it again.
Holding 56 of the kicking team. The 10-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Terry Killens.
That had nothing to do with it. I just wanted to say Chucky Wakori because we have a Chucky Wakori in this game.
Because you like to say it.
O'Keefer.
And you like to say it.
Yeah, we got a Cheeky and a Chucky. And you know the funny thing about Cheeky and Chucky is they both went to the same college.
Yep.
They were teammates at Purdue. But I saw on that one I saw Chucky back there. I didn't see Cheeky. Oh, you can only have so many Chuckies and Cheekers.
You can just have so many.
From
You're
Purdue.
right. Wilkins looking for some place to go. A flag on the play.
And that flag was thrown about 25 yards. I still have no idea why they have to throw the flag like that. The flag doesn't spot anything. There's no reason. I mean, it's against the Colts, but that official threw that flag 25 yards. And it seems like every kick today there's a penalty, huh?
Seems like there has been. But why do you have to throw the no, what you're talking about is how far they throw the flag.
It's stupid.
Number 36 of the return team during the run back. That's a 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
The guy's so proud of himself. I mean, he stands there and launches it. And all he has to do, remember in the old days, he used to say, drop the hanky? Just drop the hanky? Just drop the flag. You don't have to do that.
(33-21). 49ers leading.
You know, Pat, just looking at Peyton Manning there, he's not wearing a mouthpiece. I mean, he was earlier. in the last couple times I looked, I didn't think he had one in, and he doesn't. I know he started the game with it.
Harrison.
And because of the broken jaw, I mean, he wasn't used to wearing a mouthpiece, and because of the broken jaw, he had to. And they even made that special hole in his mask so he could put it in and out. But he got to one point that it got to be more of a nuisance for him, and he said, "The heck with it."
Close to a first down.
Peyton Manning just got that hand on there. That was really something. Bryant Young has been getting penetration all day. Got penetration, and he and Rhodes and Peyton Manning kind of met right at the ball on that one. They better get him blocked if they're going to run.
On first down, Manning starts to throw an overhand, then drops down. It gives him a sidearm.
One thing, Jim Mora of the 49ers has done a good job on pass coverage, I think, today, and I think they've frustrated Peyton Manning a little. There's Jim Mora right there, and he's doing everything that he can to help his team win this game against his dad.
A little more animated than his dad.
Well, it's a little easier to be animated, more animated when you're up 33-21.
And you're not the head coach.
Bryant Young is
97 defense. 5-yard penalty.
Bryant Young. Maybe that's why he was getting so much penetration. Why he's spent, especially in the running game, he's spent most of the day in the Colts backfield. Jim Mora calling the plays, calling the defenses in. Again, they've used a lot of nickel defense today, a lot of 5 defensive backs.
He may think he sees Manning do something with his hands right before he snaps the ball. That's maybe why he's getting such a jump.
And on the run, he's not getting that kind of jump on the pass.
There and dropped by Harrison. That won't happen often.
Yeah, we had a game in the preseason, remember, up at Minnesota, Indianapolis at Minnesota, and Chris Hovan was a defensive tackle who was really getting off in the ball, and he said that Peyton Manning was moving his hand just before the snap, and he was jumping instead of the ball being snapped. He was jumping on Peyton Manning's hand movement. Now, that's a point that you bring up. I mean, maybe Bryant Young is doing the same thing.
3rd and 5.
But you can't do it, of course, when he's in shotgun. We'd be talking about when he was up under center.
A bunch on the left. Manning looks and throws and hits Trevor Inslee and gets an Indianapolis first down.
Manning doesn't look as comfortable back there as he has been. And again, I don't think it's because of the pass rush. He's been getting good protection, but see, he looks a little antsy there as he's waiting for something to open up. But he stays with it and makes that throw to Inslee.
1st and 10. There's Manning back to throw and hit, and the ball's loose.
There's a pass rush here. That was John Engelberger.
Engelberger first.
Yep, he went right around Adam Meadows. I was just going to say the 49ers haven't been getting any pass rush all day, and now they're going to get it right here. John Engelberger, you see, it's just a speed rush. He just hits him and just runs right around him. And he goes in there and strips that ball. Now, the rule is if you get beat, if you're Adam Meadows and you get beat on the pass rush and you cause a fumble, you better recover the ball. Adam Meadows was a guy that got beat. And he's also the guy that recovered the ball because he got beat.
Lofted up the middle, and Manning tried to take something off of it.
Hey, I know what Jim Mora is going to talk about after this game. If they lose, it's going to be these turnovers. Turnovers and the special teams. The 2 areas that really hurt us was we gave them the ball too many times, and we gave them too much good field position.
Well, that's what he said to Ron Pitts at the half.
Yeah, look at this.
We can't cover kicks.
They've had 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble in the second half. And then, of course, the 49ers have gotten 13 points off of those turnovers.
3rd and 16. Intercepted. That's Plummer. Ahmed Plummer. A flag on the play.
But the flag is going to be after the interception.
Yep.
The flag is going to be on the interception return. Peyton Manning not having one of his good days at all. Sacked once, hit 3 times, hurried 8 times, 4 interceptions. And this interception, even though there is a flag and a penalty, this interception will stay because the penalty was after the flag.
Against the 49ers, but
it's going to be a clip, and it's going to be against the 49ers on the interception return. Blocking below the knees.
Personal foul, walking below the waist after a change of possession. Indianapolis, that's a 15-yard penalty after the interception from the spot.
It's the Girl Loses Kingdom, Hero Fights Villain, Boy Saves the Day motion picture. Never before seen on television. Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Plus a sneak peek at the StarWars.com documentary R2-D2 Beneath the Dome. At 7/6 Central tonight on Fox.
33-21. The 49ers have the ball.
And they marked the penalty off against the Colts. So they said number 78, so that had to be on Tariq Glenn after the interception when he was going down to make a tackle. Because it looked like at first it was going to be against the 49ers, but the penalty was marched off against the Colts.
Garcia gives to Hurst.
See Peyton Manning, we were just showing before, he had 3 interceptions. Now he's had 4 interceptions today, and that's a career high.
Well, one of them bounced off a guy's foot and bounced up in the air.
Yeah.
So that really wasn't his fault. But
no, and he threw that one in there that got away from him.
Yep.
Bronson. I mean, there's a reason for everything, but Peyton Manning just didn't look like himself today either. I mean, and I think this coverage had something to do with it, because it sure wasn't the pass rush that bothered him. I think it was more the coverage and sometimes not having someone to throw to.
Well, the receivers that they started with, they had Harrison, and then they had a bunch of guys.
Well, Wilkins has been pretty good today.
Yeah,
I mean, he's used his quickness and stuff. Here's Bratsky again. Bratsky's played very well defensively for the Colts. Both against the run that we just saw there and on the pass rush. He got Derek Deese a couple times with that inside spinner move. But now the 49ers just want to take as much time as they can and run as much as off of this as they can.
3rd and 12.
Again, their 3rd down conversion today hasn't been very good, just 1 out of 8.
Garcia gets to Hurst, and Hurst is off to the races. 3rd and 12.
Amazing.
And they call the trap.
They called the trap, and Garrison Hurst had to burst. I mean, he hit that thing and then had another gear. You're going to see, here's Garrison Hurst right there. Now watch, he makes that break. He runs out of a tackle right there, makes a move, then he puts on a little burst.
Key block by Ray Brown sprung him.
Yep, that's that old trap play. Ray Brown can still do that. Ray Brown, 16 years in the league. Garrison Hurst rushed for over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns today. '49ers, one of the fun teams. I mean, who would have thought a year ago that the '49ers, after 10 games would be 8-2. Last year they proved that they could put up some numbers. This year they've proven that they can put up numbers and win.
That's amazing. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stinner, Directed by Sandy Grossman. Associate directors Mike Roig. The broadcast associates are Charles McDonald and Kerry Kloster. Technical producers Bob Muller. Pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson. Directed by Bob Levy. Senior producers Bill Brown. Executive producers of Fox Sports Ed Gorin and David Hill. In addition, we'd also like to give thanks to the rest of our wonderful technical crew, as well as the guys who help us up here in the booth. Stage manager Rich Nelson, spotter Wayne Fiddleman and Rick Odioso, and down in the graphics truck Dave Swaby and Wade Junko. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, let me just pile on that and add my thanks too. But the 49ers are really explosive, aren't they? I mean, they can hit you so many ways. I mean, now that Garrison Hurst is back, you just can't say, well, it's all Terrell Owens and it's all about Jeff Garcia. It's a big part about this guy here, number 20. Look at that. His last 7 rushes, he had 2 touchdowns. Coach Mariucci wants to stay in there. He's going to shake hands and get a hug. He's going to stay there until Hurst would acknowledge him. We had Steve Mariucci on the bus yesterday, and we had a feed. We fed him turkey and turducken, and then
he wouldn't ride unless we fed him.
No, I know it. And then he took the plate to the meeting with the coaches meeting.
Then he took a Fox jacket with him.
So he has a plate and a jacket.
Manning to Trevor Inslee.
But he's done a heck of a job. I mean, he did a great job when the 49ers were a good team. And I thought, a real test of a head coach is when you're in transition, when you have a bad team. And I thought he did a great job of coaching when he had a bad team, and then he lived through it, and he came up with what he's doing now.
Well, just watching them in practice yesterday, forget about today, but in practice, they looked like they were enjoying themselves. They had to come all the way across the country.
And they did something that I think is important. They came on Friday. Most teams will come on Saturday, the day before the game. They came on Friday and then practiced here yesterday.
Most teams don't even practice. Where are they going to play? Rhodes, the ball carrier.
If you look at the standings here, you see the NFC best records. This is when the day started today. But there's only one team that has 1 loss, and that's St. Louis. And then there's Chicago and San Francisco. And so the 49ers in all of football have the 2nd best record. Although coming into today, there were 3 other teams at 7-2.
Well, the Bears led the division at 7-2.
Pittsburgh is 7-2.
Yeah, right.
Oakland is 7-2.
7-2. Here's the shovel pass underneath to Rhodes again. 4 minutes left. 40-21.
And then you look at the schedule here. You see the Colts remaining games. It doesn't get any easier than this.
No. And this is not easy by any means.
And they came into today at 4-5.
4-6 is not insurmountable, but it's going to be difficult to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it's going to, because they don't have enough defense. I mean, that's the thing, is even if Peyton Manning is going to play a lot better than he did today, and their offense is, but they just don't have enough defense, and they have to play teams like this. This is not going to be a playoff year for the Indianapolis Colts.
Too many men on the field on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's one way to stop them. The old 4-4-4. That's tough to play against.
Remaining games for the 49ers. At St. Louis, we'll do that one. Miami, Philadelphia.
Yeah, we'll do that one in Philadelphia.
Saturday game.
But they got to. I mean, if you give them a win here today with 8 wins, they're very, very close to being a playoff team. Very, very close to being in the playoff. Obviously, they are a playoff team. But I think that Jim Mora, 49er Jim Mora, brother and uncle of the Moras that are here watching the game, I think really did a good job today of the coverages. I mean, not giving Peyton Manning what he thinks, you know, kind of showing him one thing, playing more nickel, and not letting him get comfortable with the coverages, because, as I said a number of times, the pass rush really hasn't bothered him. And the other thing is that Jim Mora, 49er Jim Mora, didn't really have to go to the blitz.
71 offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Colt Jim Mora is, you know, has to be frustrated because he was frustrated at halftime, but.
Well, he doesn't have many defensive players, like you said, a good enough group of. Plus today, when you lose Edgerrin James, and you lose all the other people that he's lost, the injuries have really decimated this team. Manning underneath. Inslee again.
This is kind of what the 49ers do. When you get to this point on defense, and you have this kind of lead, what you want to do is just make them work for everything and keep them in bounds. Don't let them get out of bounds to stop the clock.
49ers have always been a very good road team since the days of Bill Walsh. They can win on the road. A lot of teams can't get it done. Minnesota, for example.
I remember when the 49ers under Bill Walsh were really, really good on the road and not very good at home.
4th and 1.
Bill Walsh, by the way, didn't make this trip. I was looking for him. Usually you would see Bill Walsh at practice. He wasn't there yesterday.
I talked to John McVay, asked him that question. He said, no, Bill didn't make this trip. Pass is knocked down, deflected.
And that was a 4th down play, so that'll be a timeout here and a change of possession.
Julian Peterson.
49er Jim Mora having to feel good about the job that he's done with Peyton Manning, because you knew coming into this game that it was going to be a high-scoring game. This is the type of thing where, you know, that deal where the line blocks down and they let the end man come. And you just see Peterson just come in there, Julian Peterson, and just jump up and knock that ball down.
Well, Steve Mariucci said yesterday also, we got to score a lot of points because they're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, and then I think when you keep the Colts to 21 points, I think that is real good defense.
You've done well.
Yeah, that's not a lot of points. I mean, if you were
DeBarlo.
Now that was the Chicago Bears or someone, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that would be a lot of points, but the Colts is not. Look at it, 4-1 in road games this season. Remember, the only road game they lost was that overtime game at Chicago.
In Chicago, on a deflection. The things that go on around an arena.
The emotions of Terrell Owens. This is the way you read the quarterback. The ball not touching the ground. Remember that play?
Anger, disgust,
and just feelings. I mean, that's just Steve Mariucci being Steve Mariucci. He got so excited after one game, he gave everyone a game ball. Then he realized he didn't have that many balls to give everyone a game ball. So he had to take it back.
Barlow looking for a place to go.
Jeff Garcia didn't have a good start today. Watch, here's how he ran on the field. He's just coming out here. Everything's good. Oops. He just fell down. Then he left. And he was over to no one caught it. He had 2 coaches that coached him in Calgary, and he went to say hello to them. Yeah, hey, you better hide your face. You better not look.
Are you John Moden or Madden?
No, that's an A.
Moden.
Well, let me just straighten that out.
Okay.
There you go,
Garcia, 14 out of 22. Statistically, not one of his best days, but a very effective day.
I'll tell you, if you look at that knee and that right elbow, I mean, he is really banged up and is probably going to be banged up all year.
And his left hand. Barlow dragged down.
There's that brace I was talking about. Look, in fact, it looked like it blew out. It blew a hole in his socks there.
Yeah.
And he has a tape job under that brace.
and not much leg in there.
Not bad.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the Travel Industry Association of America.
'49ers 40, Indianapolis 21.
My first 49er game, my first birthday. That has to be you we're talking about. Happy birthday.
Here's Mark Rippon getting set to come in for Indianapolis. Wilkins back deep. Signals fair catch. Kevin Barlow shaken up the last time he carried the ball.
Well, you know, he came into this game with a bad quadricep muscle, and I don't know if that's exactly what they're working on now, but
didn't appear to be.
No, he wasn't 100% coming in, but at this time of the year, you know, no one's 100%. And isn't this a lonely feeling? I mean, you're down 40 to 21, a minute 55 seconds. Your backup is in, and have to stand there all by yourself. I mean, this is, you know, they talk about teammates and being together and all that stuff. This is when I think a guy needs a teammate.
Yep.
I mean, when you're winning and everyone's patting, you don't need a 10. You need it now. I think Peyton Manning needs it now.
Kevin McDougal. You need a teammate, and you also need a friend.
Yeah, but it's always the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah.
When things are going well, everyone wants to get around and hug and do all that stuff and high five. And when things don't go well, you're the most lonesome person in the whole world. You just think that, you know, someone who signed someone, just go up and pat him in the back as you walk by.
Have entirely too much time to think about why did I do that when I did that, and what caused me to do that.
No, losing's tough. I mean, losing hurts, and it doesn't go away easily.
McDougal again.
It's one of the things our friend Matt Millen is learning there in Detroit, not winning a game, and that it's tough. I mean, you come in and you have high expectations. I mean, Peyton Manning believes that he's going to win every game he plays in. I know that.
Very competitive individual.
Yeah, and if you believe you're going to win, then that low of not winning, you know, is just beats the heck out of you.
Well, if you don't believe you're going to win, you shouldn't be playing.
No, and then when you believe you're going to win strongly and don't, I mean, that's a very deep feeling.
McDougal again.
But the 49ers have to feel good. I'll tell you this, it's always tougher when you play a road game because you got that flight home and those injuries and that type of thing. But when you win, nothing hurts, and when it does hurt, it goes away quickly.
Mariucci and Mora.
And Mora has to look for his son, Jim.
And the other Mora.
I'm sure that somebody, look at young Mora. He's not exactly sure how you're supposed to feel. He won, but his dad lost.
We'll be back here at the Dome in a moment. Father and son. Here's the UPS leaderboard delivering today's leaders. Jeff Garcia, the quarterback for the 49ers. Garrison Hurst, 12 rushes, 106 yards, 2 TDs. Marvin Harrison, 8 receptions, 128 yards for the Colts. UPS delivers a chance to win a trip to the Fox football pregame set by logging on to foxsports.com. This is Pat Summerall for John Madden and Ron Pitts saying so long from Indianapolis, where once again the final score is the 49ers 40, the Colts 21. Up next is the Autotrader.com postgame show with JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris right after these words. For more information on today's game and the latest NFL news, log on to foxsports.com, the official sports site of the internet.
This game show is brought to you by Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Coming up tonight, first time seen on TV to get you caught up on other scores around the NFL. San Francisco today victorious over the Indianapolis Colts. Colts lose it 40-21 to the 49ers.
All right.
Terrell Owens looking 49ers. Colts out of the backfield. Hands off Garrison Hurst. He'll take this baby. How far does he go? All the way down, 27-yard touchdown. And now you see the 49ers on the road looking awfully good in this football game, 20-14. And then Rhodes out of the backfield plunges in for a 1-yard score. Got a ball game going here, 21-20. Then Peyton Manning back looking down the middle. Guns this baby. Intercepted right there by Zach Bronson. He takes it back, picks up some block down the left sideline. How far does it go, JB?
I'm just commenting how he's
just read that there. It is 48-yard touchdown. Well, he can mark me up all he wants to. Rolling right. Garcia's 22nd touchdown pass of the year leads the NFL. This one to Terrell Owens at 35 yards. And I'll tell you what, Portia Deal's looking awfully good for me, Chris Collinsworth. And then Hurst up the middle, bounces to the outside. 43 yards later, it's touchdown. Yes, sir, TB. All right, 49ers 40-21. Yep, over the Colts. Sorry, Chris.
Boy,
you got the pick first.
Had himself one back. After the game, Ron Pitts caught up with Garrison Hurst. He had his first rushing touchdown since December of '98. Had 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. Our own Ron Pitts.
All right, thanks a lot. Garrison Hurst, 2 touchdowns, a couple big runs, and you got your first touchdown since the injury in '98.
Yeah, man, you know, we made some big plays, and our O-line was in the end, tore them out of there, and I was able to get some runs.
Seems like the team's got a nice little rhythm going right now.
Yeah, you know what? They're mixing things in well, man. This offense, you know, we get a chance to make big plays, you know, throwing the ball and running, and, you know, continue to do the play call like that, you never know what can happen.
All right, man, good luck next week.
All right,
back to you, JB.
All right, successful outing for Garrison Hurst. All right, Atlanta and Carolina. Carolina